Hey guys, Original Boris here. I'm going to do a wrestling DVD review. I got a big collection of wrestling DVDs. I'm a fight fan. I got wrestling DVDs over there. I got boxing DVDs. I got UFC, MMA, you name the organization. I have some of their DVDs. But I'm going to go ahead and, I guess this wouldn't be considered real fighting. It is professional wrestling, but I am still a wrestling fan. I've been a wrestling fan since I was young. So this is a wrestling DVD review. I'm going to review Ric Flair and the Four Horsemen. Personally, I wish the title would have just been called the Four Horsemen, because I think the Four Horsemen was all of them, not just Ric Flair. I know Ric Flair's the star of it, but the Four Horsemen to me was all of them, not just him. So I wish the DVD would have been called the Four Horsemen and not Ric Flair and the Four Horsemen, but that's their way of WWE marketing their merchandise and getting it to sell. So not much we can do about that. People are still going to buy it, including myself. So this talks about the history of the Four Horsemen and what brought them together. The Four Horsemen was the originals: Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, Tully Blanchard, and Ole Anderson. Ole Anderson is not on the cover. They have Barry Windham right here. Barry Windham was not one of the originals. It was Ole Anderson, and their manager J.J. Dillon joined them later on. But this just talks about the history of the Horsemen and the many members who joined throughout the years, and also the backstage drama and politics of how they formed, how they got split up, went to WWF at the time, came back, tried to reform, but it was never really the same once they tried to reform throughout the years. Four Horsemen were huge in the 80s. They were one of the original stables that they were before DX, before the NWO. They were what made stables popular back in the day. I was fairly young when the Four Horsemen were around. I remember watching them, but at the time I was really more into the WWF, I'll have to admit. I didn't really get into WCW, NWA until about 87, 88, and the Four Horsemen had already formed back then. But it's still nice to watch the DVD and learn about the history and seeing all the other members, and like I said, the backstage politics, the drama. Members such as Barry Windham joined later on. Lex Luger joined. They tried to get Kendall Windham to join for a while, but he never quite became a member. He wasn't Horseman material, as they said. They also had other guys like Sting, who was brought into the organization. Sid Vicious. I'm trying to name them at the top of my head. Who else? Mongo McMichael. They lost J.J. Dillon and replaced him with a Japanese guy. I can't remember his name. I think it was Hiro Matsuda. I can't pronounce his name. I can't remember right now. But they had also Paul Roma, a member of the Horsemen. That one, I don't know where they ever came up with that idea. They talk about that in this DVD also. But pretty good DVD. I like how they tell the storyline. If you're a wrestling fan, fan of the Horsemen, this will be good. But just like all things that have to do with professional wrestling, it's staged. It's obviously it's a storyline. Kind of makes me feel like watching this. They badmouth some of the other wrestlers. It kind of feels like they're also doing it for the storyline and to sell the DVD. Imagine that, wrestling writing the script. But anyway, but that aside, it is a very good DVD. I like how they talk about the history of it and everything, backstage politics, everything. Why Tully Blanchard? They explain why Tully Blanchard never came back to WCW after he left the WWF. He had left for the WWF with Arn Anderson, and they formed the Brainbusters, won the tag team titles, and then when Arn Anderson went back to WCW, Tully Blanchard never came back with him. They explained what happened there. So check this out if you are a wrestling fan. I highly recommend it. Ric Flair and the Four Horsemen, very entertaining. Like I said, I'm a wrestling fan. I know it's scripted, but I am still a wrestling fan, and pretty sure I will always be a wrestling fan. It's entertaining to me and something to watch. So there you go. Check it out, Ric Flair and the Four Horsemen. I highly recommend it. Check it out. Let me know what you think, and stay tuned for more. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe down below. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more. Bye.